back to my channel. This afternoon we are doing, I think what we're going to start as Tea Time with Kennedy. So just a little intro, I guess. My name is Kennedy. I am a senior now in college. I have one semester left and I'm 21. I go to the University of Rochester and I'm living my best life at the moment. It is now summer, and I am so excited to do this with you. I am actually doing a Q&A today. I asked my Instagram followers to send in questions that they had for me about whatever you guys wanted to know about. So I'm going to answer those. So let's just get started. So the first question that I had was actually about my high school experience. So I went to high school, Westfield High School in Indiana, and I actually loved my high school experience with a passion. I mean, there is not a lot that was negative for me. I was a cheerleader all of high school, and I really honestly can say like I very much enjoyed it. I guess one thing that I would have changed would be I worked all of high school, which was good for me, but, you know, there's only so much you have time for in a day, and so I worked high school, and then I was cheering, like, 5 days a week, and I had some good friends, so I guess I probably would have worked more on my social life. As far as, like, the school itself goes, I really enjoyed it. Okay, let's see, that's about all I have to say about high school. I know not everybody feels that way, but I walked into college with the mindset that, oh my gosh, college is the best years of your life, but that's actually not the experience I've had with college. I like college, and I think college is okay, and I've done a lot of growing and developing into the person I'm meant to be in college, but I do not think it's like this end-all be-all, like, best years of your life, I wish I could replay it on repeat type of event for me, and that's fine. I am excited to be ending it and to be starting this new chapter here in the coming weeks. So, and then another question, just moving in chronological order, was about college. So, what I like and dislike about my school. So, right now I attend the University of Rochester in upstate New York, and I will be graduating in 7 semesters instead of 8. And I really probably could have done 6, but I wasn't really planning on graduating early. I was going to study abroad and everything, but obviously because of the world and COVID and everything, I was not able to do that. So I decided to graduate a semester early because at that time there wasn't really much I could do to keep advancing it anymore. And it's a good school. It has prepared me for what I need to do in the medical field, to get into medical school and to do that. But it is not the college experience I feel like I see in movies, or you hear about, like, if you go to, you know, other, like, bigger schools or, like, more party schools like Arizona State or IU or Alabama, or, you know, just like the bigger schools, and that's fine. I go to college and I spend so much money on my education for just that, an education. I'm not there to party, and obviously I'm really much about balance as a person, and anyone who knows me in real life knows that I very firmly believe in you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to give some and you have to take some. So I was not the person that, you know, studied 24 hours a day, only slept 4 hours a day, like, all college. That was not me. And that will never be me. Even in medical school, there is going to be times where I have to do that, but I, in general, am just not the type of person that is going to be toxic and doing those really terrible habits, because they're not sustainable long term. And then, what I dislike about school, I think a lot of, I lacked some social interactions or, like, social experiences that I probably would have liked. not being in cheer anymore, I wasn't automatically given like a group of people and that type of thing. Also being in a different state, that was an adjustment, but an adjustment for the better. I've done a lot of growing and developing over my time there, and while I have been back in Indiana finishing my studies remotely for the past year and a half now, I would not change it. It has made me who I am, and I think going forward, I feel very well prepared to take the MCAT and to go into medical school, and that's ultimately what the goal was. I do love how well it prepared me and how rigorous the academia was because of what it's going to provide for me later on. Let's move on to the next question. Oh wait. So then the next question I got was just tell me about your college experience going out of state. So I'm from Indiana, went to college in New York. I had always wanted to go out of state for school. It was never really in my brain that I would even stay in Indiana for school. So I think that was part of it. I think if you're really set on going to state, if you're really set on going to school out of state, then you can make that happen. And it actually ended up being cheaper for me to go to school out of state. You just have to know what you're doing and know what's workable for you and your family and your situation and what ultimately that you want to get from your college experience. I think definitely the first few semester or two was really hard because I was just adjusting to college in general, and I didn't have friends yet and all of that type of thing, but it was definitely something that grew over time, and that was fine, and I never felt like I had made the wrong choice going to school out of state, even when I momentarily had a little mid college life crisis, and because my classes were just so hard, I didn't even consider coming back to school in Indiana. I considered transferring to other states, but I never considered coming back to Indiana. I think it's something that deep down you kind of know inside you what you're capable of and what you can do. And for me, going to school out of state was the best thing I could have done for myself and the best thing that was going to help me grow and me develop into the person that I need to be. I would say if you think that you're capable of handling it and you're not, super duper close to your family, need to see them every single day, 15 times a day, then you'll probably be fine and you'll be better for it because it'll help you grow and really teach you your independence. And I was already relatively independent before I went, but obviously, you being out of state, it really teaches you a difference. And you don't get to come home every weekend. You come home for major holidays like Christmas and when the semester ends. But it's definitely definitely a different experience. But it was one that I would highly recommend. I wouldn't have good enough words to say about it. I would do it again. I also plan to look at going to medical school out of state, so we'll just see where life takes me and see where I end up next. And then the top 3 places that I want to travel to. So I really was supposed to spend the summer of 2020 in France. I had taken a lot of French classes to be relatively, give or take, fluent in French. So I was supposed to be spending the summer of 2020 in France. So I would say a lot of the places that I really want to visit right now, as a result of that, are in France. Paris, Rennes, all these smaller cities in France too. That is really where my heart wants to take me right now, just because I was supposed to do that, and then COVID kind of juggled everything up for that. Other than that, I'm really interested in seeing parts of South Africa. I'm very interested in seeing Denmark, Copenhagen specifically. I've looked at studying abroad there. I'm really interested in seeing Italy. I really want to. I've been to parts of Canada. I've been to a lot of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic. So a lot of Europe. I really am interested in going to Thailand at some point, maybe. I have a lot of places that I actually really want to travel, but I think top 3 right now are somewhere in France, Oh, I really want to see the Holocaust Museum in Poland and probably Italy. So those are my top 3 right now. Those could change. I also am planning some trips in this next coming year, I think. So that'll be fun post graduation to just kind of give myself a break before medical school and get my brain where it needs to be fully prepared and ready to tackle this next journey in my life. It's a different chapter and it's definitely not one that I'm taking lightly. Okay, so then what is my day like? I do my day in the life so you kind of see what I do, but honestly, that doesn't even like put a chunk of what I do in my day. Now it is summer, so I will be studying for the MCAT every day and kind of, trying to enjoy the summer, but seeing where that takes me. I will be putting up another day in the life for summer here in a few weeks probably, so you guys can kind of see what that looks like, or my MCAT studying once I kind of figure that out a little bit better. I am taking the MCAT on June 26th and have to do applications coming up, so I might show you guys a little bit of that if you'd be interested, and all those good things. So some questions that I normally get are, why do you want to go to medical school? I want to go to medical school for a lot of reasons, and I didn't always want to go to medical school. That's the thing, is I didn't go into undergrad thinking that I was going to go to medical school. I went into undergrad as an epidemiology major, which is basically like the study of infectious disease and like the statistics and stuff of that. I took some classes in it and I just really was not loving it. So I switched to general biology at that point and gave myself some time to figure out what I really liked. Took some more bio classes and ended up in cell and developmental biology, which is what I'm graduating with my bachelor's of science in, and with clusters in French and clinical psychology. So actually I might be having a minor in psych too. So that's still a little bit up in the air. As I've said, like, I really didn't know like that's what I wanted to do. I really had different envisions for what I wanted to do. And like in high school, anyone could tell you like I was in art and I really wanted to do like interior design or something with that. And while I still love that, I just didn't think that was a suitable life choice for me long term. So my great grandfather was a doctor, and a lot of my mom's side of the family is in the medical field, and over time that kind of grew as I was taking these bio classes and I was shadowing doctors and working in the hospital as, CNA or as patient care techs or in the clinical research labs. And I was like, well, dang, like I really think I could do this. And I've always known I wanted to work with kids. It was just, in what capacity am I going to work with kids in? And so I said, I think I doubted myself for a long time in my ability to live this path, because my journey isn't everyone's journey, and I had to come to terms with that. And even now it's hard because I see like a lot of people I went to high school with, or just people I've met over the years, graduating a year early, a year and a half early, having all these degrees, like getting into these really good schools. And I just really feel like comparing myself to others and to their accomplishments. And I had to learn over the past, year, 6 months, month even, that, their journey is not my journey, and that's great for them. And I'm so happy that they can do that, but that's just not where I'm at. So I had to come about this path a little bit differently, and just over time, it's kind of found me more than I found it, honestly. And I am super, super grateful, and I know that's what I'm meant to be doing in this world, but I don't know exactly what my specialty will be in. I have time to figure that out. Obviously, something with kids. I love, love, love kids. I've been nannying, babysitting, working in elementary schools, working in the peds unit with kids, volunteering in the NICU, like doing all these things with kids since I was, 14, 15 years old. And I will definitely be continuing that in some manner. It's just a matter of what specialty I pick that does that. So right now I'm really looking at doing something with like pediatric oncology or like neonatology, OB, that type of thing. Basically, just lots of different sectors that have kids or kids and moms and all that type of thing. And we'll just it'll take some time as I go through medical school to see what really fits me. And I think, that's the end goal, is that I really hope to be able to do that. But when I first said I really want to be pre-med, I got so much pressure. Suddenly it was like everyone was expecting this of me. And so when I had like that little crisis that I was talking about, I didn't know what I was doing. I was so confused. I was like, well, everybody just expects me to go to medical school now that I said I'm going to medical school. Like, what if that's not even what I want to do anymore? And it took some time, but after I started telling people, well, what if that's not what I want to do? I realized it is what I want to do. It's just having so much stress and so much pressure from other people to do something, you feel obligated to do it. And so I kind of had to take a step back and realize that obligation wasn't there. And like, they're going to be okay with whatever I do. And at the end of the day, I'm the one that has to live with my decisions, not anyone else. Wow. We are just flying through these questions. So I will probably be doing a part 2 to this video. I have a lot of questions I actually didn't even get to, so you guys will see that coming up, but I don't want to make this a 30-minute long video. So thank you so much for watching. If you do have more questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment box below or DM me on Instagram. I will put my @ here. And I will try to get those in the next video. I really do enjoy sitting down doing these little talks with you guys, I think. And yeah, that's it for today. I love you guys so much.